can guarantee you, if you told Meg Thee Stallion, Lotto, all of these women that's on the stage gyrating night and day, to not turn around. Do not turn around. Do not put your butt towards the camera. Don't gyrate, but just dance and stand there and sing and rap. They would not be able to do it.
Shout the season.
Because that's all they know is sexualizing themselves. We uplift the bottom of the barrel to represent us for some reason. Name me a Jewish equivalent that the Jewish community is actively pushing like Sexy Red. Some people might say, well, this is nothing new, right? In the 90s, you had Lil' Kim, you had Foxy Brown. But we also had a balance in the 90s. We had Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, but we also had Whitney and Mariah. We had the ballad singers, the singers that looked classy. There was a balance. It wasn't just a whole industry like it is today of Foxy Browns and Lil' Kims.
For millions of black women, many blessed with brains and beauty, finding the right man is proving elusive. But why?
Why do we have such low marital rates? And I'm not talking about black women marrying black men. I'm talking about men of all race wanting or desiring to marry a black woman.
Single, black, and female. Well, research shows more and more young women of color are having trouble finding that special someone to marry.
Why is it that black women appear to be undesirable when it comes to marriage?
All over, conversations are being had about why black women are not getting married. According to research, black American women are the least likely race of women in America to be married. This is a phenomenon. This is a problem. Marriage presents so many benefits, and black women, we are losing out. Why aren't black women getting married? I think I've come up with the answer, and I put it all together in my digital ebook. Marriage is for black women too. In this ebook, you will learn why I believe black women are not married, the benefits of marriage for black women, what God says about marriage, and ultimately what we can do as black women to not only get married, but to stay married. At the end of the book, I have discussion questions for you, your girlfriends, your small group, your church can look at and review so you can reflect on everything that you read. I believe that you're going to get a lot out of this book and maybe some answers that you did not know about why the black woman's marriage rate is so low. For black women out there that want to be married, have hope. It can happen. Get the ebook to see how you can get married and improve your chances. Please click the link in the description box to get your copy today. You need to understand that when it comes to being a wife, the way men perceive you matters. We have to care about our image. And I want to speak about the BET Awards because it's supposed to be culture's biggest night. The BET Awards is supposed to be black culture's biggest night. You have all of the female rappers, Meg Thee Stallion, you had Lotto, you had all these female singers and artists gyrating, twerking, moving around on the stage sexually, dressed sexually. This was my overwhelming opinion of the BET Awards when it came to the black women, because it seemed to me also, and I saw someone else say this as a comment, that it was mostly black women that were performing as artists. So it's clearly black women are killing the game right now when it comes to the music industry. My husband even said it too, from the nominations to the awards and to Usher's tribute and to everybody that was performing. It was mostly women that people were looking forward to and that were performing. And so black women are killing it in the music industry right now. However, one of the things I wanted to notice, I noticed was the over-sexualization of black women in music, because every black woman that went on stage, except for a few, every black woman went on stage had to throw her behind around. Every black woman that went on stage had no substance to me, except I would say Victoria Monet, when she did her performance, her solo performance was good. So I think her performance was nice, and she was actually clothed more people on stage during her solo performance. But outside of that, all of the women, a majority of the women, the new artists, were just gyrating. And the thing that I realized is the talent in the industry when it comes to black women is very minuscule right now. Because if those black women that are artists did not know how to shake their behinds, they would have nothing else going on for them. The lyrical content is nothing. It's ABC level. The vocals, a lot of people were lip syncing that night. A lot of people were dancing more than singing. I was thinking, like, what happened to the vocalists? Fantasia had a very big year this year, and I was thinking she was going to be at the BET Awards. If they were going to have a whole bunch of women tribute Usher, they could have at least had Fantasia come out, because she always does the tribute. She could have turned one of his songs into a gospel presentation, and that would have been the finale. That would have been at least more worth it to me if you're going to have all these female singers. But she wasn't even there. I don't know why. Maybe she was booked. She's had a busy year, so she's been at all of the award shows for the most part and showing up. But the fact that she didn't even come, and she was nominated, because it's like maybe she didn't want her brand where she's going and the classiness that she has. Have you been seeing her outfits and fashion lately? Amazing. Maybe she didn't want it to be classless, because that's what the BET Awards has come. Even being there kind of seems like you're saying yes to classlessness. I remember there was this gospel singer, and her name is Victory Boyd, and she did an interview, and she was talking about how she went to the BET Awards last year, and she was saying how, like, this is supposed to be Black culture's biggest night, but it was so much mess and so much darkness there, so much debauchery there, yet she had to be there and be a light. And she couldn't believe that this was called culture's biggest night. And that's kind of where it is for Black people nowadays. Music influences so much of what we do. Entertainment influences so much of what we do. A lot of Black people want to be rappers, singers, producers, songwriters. They want to be in music and in the industry. And growing up in the Black church, a lot of people leave the church and they go into the music industry. So it's not nothing new. I think it's good that God has, as a culture, made us talented. The problem is we have submitted our talents to darkness instead of to the light.
She's got a point.
And I'm not saying that if you are a Christian or you come from the Black church, or if you have talents and you're Black, that you have to sing gospel. But I'm saying that there can be music, your voice and your talents can be used for good. You can sing inspirational songs. And a lot of the women that were on stage, they had nothing going for them other than their behinds. If Black women that were on stage did not know how to shake their behinds, they would not know and be anything. They would not. It was just every artist behind shaking, behind to the camera, no clothes on. We don't want to uplift the articulate people in our community. We don't want to uplift the doctors, the lawyers, the people who are making good music and making good with their talent. Where is this generation's Whitney? Where is this generation's Mariah Carey? Not Ariana Grande. I'm talking about for the Black community. Like I said, there was a Little Kim and a Foxy Brown, but there was Whitney, there was Tony, there was Mariah back in the day. There is no balance now. Everybody in the Black community that's being pushed out, that's singing, is a woman that's rapping or singing about sex. That is rapping and singing about their body that cannot be fully clothed. If they didn't know how to gyrate, they would not know what to do with themselves. They would not be signed. They wouldn't have music. Sex sells, right? And that's why they were signed. They were not signed to be a beacon of hope for the Black community. They were not signed to put good quality music that your children could listen to. They were signed to be vulgar. Because sex still sells. Even though this generation is the most sexless generation ever, it's weird how that's happening. We're pushing sex, but no one's really having sex, according to Gen Z stats.